Hello and welcome to my channel, Maya Dreamwalker. It's been quite a while since I've posted on here, and today is the 16th of January 2022. Hello, welcome to 2022. If you have found my channel, you are probably on more of the awakened spiritual journey. And so the topics that we cover and discuss here are very much aligned with that, with just identifying with being a starseed, um, and being here at this time on Earth, on our beautiful Mother Gaia, to assist in this process. The reason that I have not been on here in quite some time is just due to my own personal healing, the inner work that this journey has demanded so much from all of us, especially in the last few months. Back in November, we went through the Trans-Harmonic Gateway. It was the weekend of November 18th. And I spent 3 days in a workshop and in ceremony with a lot of other beautiful beings all around this planet. And we really worked on clearing, healing the light body restoration. That alignment was the sun, the earth, and the Pleiades having that gateway, having that straight stream open, just to be able to have some help from our other aspects that may have been there that are helping in this process, our higher selves, whatever vernacular you want to use. And that really kicked off a couple of months of some really deep work and healing for me, as well as others that I know. And as I've gone through this process, it has really brought some things to the forefront for me that I thought I would come on and share today as we move forward, before I get into the other things that I've been working on, that I've prepared, that are more technical and they're involved with the DNA and our energetic systems, etc. So one of the things that it's kind of been something that has shown up for me time and time again over the last several years, and that is going down what I call the New Age rabbit hole, which is a lot of information and things that are out there that we can very easily get distracted with, that take us away from really doing our own work and stepping forward on our path. So one of the things that I find that is very challenging for all of us is we want to know why we're here. We want to know why we woke up. We want to know why we incarnated. We want to know what our mission is. And what I found, and what I'm finding, what I found, however you want to say it, is that it really requires us to do that deep inner healing work that we can very easily spiritual bypass and not want to do. And it ties in with a lot of the misinformation, misguided information, whatever you want to call it, that's out there that just kind of keeps us spinning our wheels and not really getting anywhere. Something that's become apparent in the last few years, that really this morning just finally landed, and I realized it and was disappointed in myself, is that if all of us that came here, us star seeds, us light bringers, whatever you want to call it, if we'd really been doing our work and gotten on point with our mission, they wouldn't have been able to roll out what they rolled out in 2020. They wouldn't have had the energy, the support, the power to do it. And the collective would have been on a much different healing trajectory. So we have to account for the fact that with different technologies that the dark side uses, such as looking glass technologies, and different ways that they have to really see, we have to be aware that they know we're here, right? And that we came in to do specific things. So to really put a lot of stuff out there to kind of keep us in the haze of not really doing our work and doing what we need to do to usher in what we call new earth, which is transforming the old systems, the way things were done, into something new. And that happens in every sector. I find myself saying, well, what's really my mission here, right? What am I really supposed to do? Um, and I've worked with people and done body work for up until 2020 hit and everything closed down. I did in-person body work on people for 20 years and had a lot of wonderful experiences with assisting and guiding people through injuries. And that was really my specialty. And a lot of seniors, people that had joint replacements, all kinds of things, that they really wanted to get mobility and functionality and just be able to enjoy their lives in that, in their physicality. And that was what I did. And that just got totally brought to a halt. And so that really, that was the end of that for me. That closed that chapter. And I'm okay with that. And I had done, some BQH, quantum healing, hypnosis sessions on the side at the time anyways. And what I found as we've gone into this, like the world was forced to be online type of scenario, to feed our consciousness into that way of being able to communicate, because we don't have our organic gifts online, first of all, not the way that, they could be. So, sorry, I have something in my eye. There's just this, for me, I really like to do serious in-depth work with people in a one-on-one in-person basis. And so I don't feel comfortable doing hypnosis sessions online and just having that technology barrier between us, putting somebody into that state. And lots of times there are other things, nefarious energies, let's say, that want to interfere, being disconnected from the person through the technology in the middle of a very vulnerable state. That's just not something that resonates for me. And so the amount of people wanting to do online sessions, and that is something that's just not very prevalent where I live now. And so that's fine. I have some other projects that I'm working on, but that being said, that doesn't really feel like something that is my purpose, my intention for being here. And so this morning I realized, as I'm having a, like so many of us, what am I really doing here, right? Like, what am I doing? I have all this knowledge, like about the DNA in the body. How do I apply that? The energetic systems, and YouTube and the internet is flooded with new age chatter, people bringing teachings, and a lot of misguided stuff like, I'm going to remove a chakra from you and make you better. Or I have my, one course that's going to completely activate your DNA. A lot of things that give you fluff and comfort, they have no substance to them. And so, we're in this world that was created where it's like, take a pill, it's fine. Everyone wants an instant fix. And for this journey of awakening, there is no instant fix. It takes time. It takes a lot of time. It takes years. Nobody wants to hear that, but it's true. So that brings me back to, these last couple years. If we had all really been not getting lost down the New Age rabbit hole, who knows if they would have been able to roll out the timeline that they did, right? So we have to really ask ourselves, where have we been putting our attention? What have we been doing with our time? In the truther, I guess you would say, community, which it's wonderful in some ways, don't get me wrong, because a lot of people around the world have awakened to the truth of just the deception of what the false matrix system has done for so long to enslave the consciousness of humanity on this planet. But they don't get the bigger picture. They haven't crossed over into the spiritual, and they're angry, rightfully so. But there's a lot to keep feeding that and still keeping them circling in that level of separation and in those teachings. So, there's a lot of that. You have to wonder, when they're so rampant on censoring truth nowadays, why there's still so much of that slips and sneaks through, right? And it's because it does still create anger and division and all those lower energies that system is built on. So thinking about that, and what are we going to do? It's the inner work. It's really the deep inner work, and finding your joy and your passion. And finding your joy and your passion, for me, comes in silly, weird places that I haven't really been able to fully turn into anything other than just general putting out assistance into the world, such as the systems of the body, how the body works. I'm an anatomy nerd. I always have been, which is one of the reasons that I had the business I had and the success I had with my clients for so many years, is just understanding how the body works, how the body functions, and being able to really teach and assist that in a way that makes sense for people, that's palatable and applicable to life. And so now I'm working on, how do we do that in the energetic systems? How do we couple that? How do we marry that? And it's so many layers of things that we really need to work on for ourselves to really be integrating the light body, right? Clearing the stuff out, doing the healing, bringing in what we need to bring in, and being motivated to do that, and not getting sidetracked and distracted by listening to, the disclosure community. They have their version of, this is what you can listen to, and you can just keep listening to this, which you already know, but people keep talking about it, right? And the New Age community has the same thing. Lots of people talking about, whatever, their services, healing work, this, that, the other thing, who's channeling what, blah, 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 blah. And you just get caught in that. And then in a lot of communities and forums I've participated in over the years, I see people that are very confused as well, because, this one's given this information, this one's given that information. And for me, what has never landed is anyone who is, there's some level of channeling a being or somebody or something that is going to be your savior, or just telling you to do nothing and that it's going to be okay, because that's bullshit. That's the truth. It's crap. And so that's some of that stuff that just wants to keep us, sitting on our rear end. So if all the star seeds and everyone that came here to help just stayed sitting on their rear ends at home, looking at podcasts and listening to New Age hoo-ha of, messages such as, the light is one, you've already done it, blah, 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 blah. That's to say, like, we're just all still going to be sitting around on our buns, and all of a sudden New Earth is going to land here. What? That doesn't even make any sense, right? But that's what's been fed. And so that's what has distracted a lot of people. And just really doing our inner healing work. A few months back, somebody who's known me for a really long time, a friend, said to me, several years ago, you were really because I became a yoga teacher, but you were really into meditation and yoga and just learning the energy centers of the body, the meridian lines, the healing. And you had really started to do a lot of work there. And then, you stopped doing that and you kind of got lost. And it was true. I did. I went down the new age rabbit hole, right? I started watching all these, podcasters and people that have a big following, and they act like they have all the information, and so you're hanging on their every word or you're looking for confirmation from them, and all of that comes from inside of us. And so I really put all that on the shelf. I stopped watching it. I turned away from it, and I've been doing my own work and not really watching or participating in any of that the way I used to. And I've really gone back to reading books, doing research, the things that I love that really help me on my journey. And so what I found is that I've landed more. I've become more grounded in a really nice way. And we have to be grounded because we are here, that first chakra in the physical body, right? Our root, and then the earth star chakra that's below our feet. We have energetic systems that are connected and rooted to the planet that we need to be able to be here clearing and healing to participate in building foundations that are solid, that are higher frequency. That is what we have come in to build. So really getting into that and doing the healing work. And the more I've gone into that, the more I've gone into those lower chakras, because I'll readily and openly admit that when I first started doing chakra work and energy work several years ago, I did go through the whole body. I would start in the root, I would come up, I'd move energy through that main central channel. And I would really work on weaving energy through my system and clearing. And there's so much stuck in those chakras and energy centers that there's a lot of crap in there. If you think you can get it all in a week of meditating on your root chakra, that is not how that goes. But I went into those, energy centers, and I did the basics, right? The baseline, some clearings and things like that. And then, part of what I find the problem is with the new age is that it really teaches us to we want to be in our heart, of course, right? But to get up here in those higher energy centers, and we get really focused there. Everyone gets focused on, for instance, turning on their third eye, right? Getting that pituitary and pineal gland to flow and work properly together, getting the crown open. And that's okay. There's, some people just naturally have that gift and it's been on their entire lives. Some people have shut it down for many years out of fear because it was on when they were a child. They didn't understand what they were seeing. Some people have never had it on at all, whatever the case may be. But to get all those higher energies to really manifest something here, we need our physical, earth grounded, physical body related energy centers to be clear and working too, right? And that's where a lot of the really ugly goo is stuck that we just don't want to get into. So as I've gone through that process more, and I've really started to go into the deep level healing and clearing in my root and sacral chakra, I feel more grounded. I feel more clear and awake in this world, and looking around and seeing all the things that we need to really fix, to change. And it's everywhere. It's all the systems, because how are they going to break down if there's nothing better, good there for humanity, to assist humanity to heal and awaken, which is what we're here for, to help them replace them. So this morning I was in my kitchen, and I thought about this a lot recently. I really like to cook. I love to cook. And it has nothing to do with like this weird, like a woman's place is in the kitchen and none of that crap. I actually enjoy cooking. I like the alchemical process, the transformation of the cooking, of putting together the flavors that work well together, of making new creations. And one of the reasons I like to cook so much and that I cook a lot is because I eat gluten-free, I eat organic, I eat non-GMO, and I eat vegetarian. So to get like a good quality meal out somewhere doesn't really happen too often. And that's fine. I mean, I still eat out occasionally. I'm selective about where I eat. I don't eat fast food or anything like that. But I want my body, my temple to be clean as possible. And I enjoy the process of making good food to nourish my body and those that I care about. So I really like to cook. And I found myself thinking, well, gosh, this is something that we actually need more of in the world. Nobody needs more Beyond Burgers made of GMO soy at fast food restaurants in saying they feel better about eating that because, you'd be better off eating a grass-fed piece of beef or chicken than you would eating a Beyond Burger from Burger King. Let's be clear. So it's just that I realized like there's a passion there. There's a love for me that I would love to share more of what I like to do in the kitchen and how I've been making food for a long time, a decade or more, eating that way because most people think that, well, to eat healthy, it's either juicing or bland salads or, whatever. I don't eat vegan. I eat vegetarian. I still eat egg whites. I just don't like egg yolk. I never have. So I eat egg whites. And I do like cheese, but those products I buy are from organic, really good sources. Um, Aside from that, it's, vegetarian based. I don't like the vegan stuff because like they substitute a lot of like nut butters, like cashews and things like that. Cashews do not agree with me. And I actually I don't find anything wrong with if it's a well-sourced, clean, um, vegetarian, fed free range cow, goat, or chicken, you're not harming the animal in eating those products, right? So I enjoy them. And so that's how I eat. So I've thought about, everything from I make pizzas with cauliflower crust that are really, really good, and all kinds of salads and just different ways and things that I cook and do things that I thought, gosh, this could actually be something that I would love to assist with because it just brings me joy. It brings me joy to make food and do that. So we all have these things that maybe there's something that we never thought of, that we would share in any way. They're just personal hobbies, joys. But when you really take a look around, they're really needed. They're needed to make the transformation. They're needed to put them out there in a grounded way where we can actually take a business plan and turn it into a real business that people start to, experience a better way to eat, to see that it can be delicious, to actually eat clean and healthy, and to start supporting that, to share something like that. That's just one of the ways that we change. We have a food industry and system that needs to change on this planet. We have all these people that, for instance, they make fun of people that eat healthy or whatever. It's like, perfect example. I was recently asked, you don't eat meat? What do you do for protein? Well, kale is a huge source of protein, just to be, clear. And there's nuts, there's beans, there's all kinds of forms of protein out there. And because I still eat egg whites and things like that, I get plenty of protein. I've always worked out. I work out a ton. It doesn't, I'm not, I don't have any problem getting protein. You can make protein smoothies. There's like pea protein out there. There's so many good sources out there for eating clean. I don't eat soy. Um, Soy is, it brings up like the estrogen levels. So if you're a guy and you want to eat, vegetarian or eat healthier, stop eating soy. Soy will give you man boobies. Just saying. Like, that's one of the downfalls of soy. Soy is actually, unless it's fermented soy like tempeh, soy is not really like good for you. Tofu? No. I am not a tofu person. There's no tofurkeys happening around here. I like real, like good food. So just that, there's a real need for that out in the world, everywhere. We all eat. We are in physical bodies that need substance and food and clean, good sources of it to survive and thrive. So that is just one of the places, and it's just one of the things that I was thinking about earlier. So I guess my long-winded message in this video is our healing work, our journey, our personal journey. Don't be afraid to take that dive within, to look at all the things, the abuse that has happened to, many of us in different forms, this lifetime, other lifetimes, living here in this world, growing up in the false matrix system and how it's really affected us. And so many things we have to clear out and go through these deep and profound levels of healing to really get grounded. If you know somebody that is, and we all probably have, they're very ungrounded. They're very airy fairy, love and light all the time, but they can't handle hearing anything about, oh, I don't like the way that feels. Oh, I don't like the way that feels. Oh, I don't like the way that feels. Well, that's because there's something there for them to heal and clear. Nobody wants to look at the crap, but let's face it, in the last 2 years, we've been surrounded by the crap. You can't, you can turn a blind eye and pretend to ignore it, but are we really getting the work done? Are we really getting anything done that we came here to do? And the more we all drag our feet, don't want to do the work, and don't want to really, come forward to heal and create systems and stop just giving our consciousness away to new age dribble drabble all over the place all day long, waiting for a savior or a galactic or someone to come down. Psst, hey, guess what? We are the galactics that have come down. But we have to learn how to integrate into being a human, which nobody likes to hear, and bring our human self forward to assist in changing this world. We are the change we want to see. And it starts with us. So if you're feeling like, what's my purpose? Or why isn't this landing? Or what can I do? It all starts with really doing the deep dive and the healing work, the deep healing work within. Whew, okay, so that was a lot. And that's kind of my, hey, welcome to 22 and welcome back to my channel. And so if you plan on taking this journey this year and doing your work and getting on your mission, there is lots of good support coming your way. And please use discernment in what you listen to and where you place your attention. And yeah, so that's it. And we'll get into the meat and potatoes of stuff in the next video. Thank you for joining me, and let's do this. Bye.